What if you were born in Mexico? What would dictate your ultimate fate? You will survive on a minimum wage of 7,500 pesos, which is around $440 a month, while others live in heavily guarded mansions. You will navigate a society where a 2-hour afternoon lunch break is completely normal. You will pay up to 30,000 pesos, or roughly 1,750 bucks, just to rent a decent apartment in a purely safe neighborhood. How drastically does your birthplace change your entire future? What does it actually cost a young graduate to survive without any parental help? How do locals balance tight family traditions with modern dating rules? Will hard work alone suffice to break out of generational poverty? You will find out the answers to these questions in just a few minutes. Welcome to the series where we live a complete life from birth to death in different corners of the world. And this is Mexico. We will live through the eyes of two completely different people. First is Sofia. She is born into a highly wealthy family in the exclusive Polanco district of Mexico City. Her father is a senior corporate executive and her mother owns a famous art gallery. Second is Mateo. He is born into a struggling, low-income family on the dusty outskirts of Oaxaca. His father works as a heavy construction laborer, and his mother sells street food every morning. We are going to track every step of their journey, from their first days in kindergarten to the harsh realities of the job market, modern romance, and finally, their retirement. And now, the most interesting part begins. Country context. Mexico holds a massive population of over 129 million people. It spans an enormous territory of nearly 2 million square kilometers. Your statistical chance of being born here is exactly 1.6%. This land is completely built on the ancient ruins of the Aztec and Maya empires. It is also the proud home of the largest pyramid in the world by volume, the Great Pyramid of Cholula, not even in Egypt. Additionally, it is the #1 exporter of beer on the planet. I gotta say, ice-cold Mexican beer with a lime slice is absolutely incredible. Hands down my favorite summer drink. Now let us return to our heroes with completely different destinies. Childhood. Sofia grows up in a massive 4-bedroom modern penthouse with smart home technology, a private outdoor terrace, and a full-time live-in nanny. Mateo shares a tiny, unheated 2-room cinder block house with his hardworking parents and 3 noisy siblings. At age 3, kids here head to preschool. Sofia is instantly enrolled in an elite private bilingual kindergarten, naturally learning English from day 1. Mateo attends a severely underfunded local public kindergarten, where simply finding enough plastic chairs for all the kids is a daily struggle. School. Primary education begins exactly at age 6. One incredibly unique feature here is the stark, undeniable gap between public and private education. It practically dictates your exact social circle for life. To get Mateo ready for school, his parents scraped together about 2,000 pesos, translating to just over 115 US dollars, for basic daily uniforms. Sofia's parents seamlessly dropped 50,000 pesos, a heavy $2,900, on massive admission fees and branded gear. Sofia attends a top-tier international academy. She wakes up at 7, is driven by a private chauffeur, and finishes her 7 distinct classes by early afternoon. Mateo wakes up at 5:30 to catch a highly crowded public bus. His public school features only basic subjects. After classes, Sofia attends expensive private tennis lessons and coding tutors. Mateo's free time is spent directly helping his mother sell hot food on the chaotic street. High school final exams are brutally crucial, especially for entering free public universities. What do you guys think? Does highly expensive private education actually guarantee a smarter graduating student? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Military. Military service is strictly mandatory for young men turning 18, officially lasting for 1 year. However, it is fundamentally a part-time commitment, usually consisting of just basic weekend training. For women, military service is totally voluntary. Mateo nervously pulls a black marble in the national draft lottery, meaning he has to do the long weekend marches. Sofia does not even spend a second thinking about it. University. Admission depends heavily on high school grades and harsh national entrance exam. The absolute best public university, UNAM, is incredibly prestigious, but extremely competitive. Mateo studies relentlessly and secures a practically free spot there, paying only symbolic administrative fees. Sofia's parents easily pay 250,000 pesos pesos annually, equaling about 14,700 bucks, to comfortably send her to the Monterrey Institute of Technology. Mateo lives in a tiny shared room, tightly budgeting 2,000 pesos, roughly 120 USD, for weekly food and supplies. Sofia inherently gets her own personal luxury apartment paid for by her dad. A college degree is seen by society as the absolute only real ticket out of crushing poverty. I really respect that immense hustle. Seeing young people study late into the night just to lift their families up is truly inspiring to me. Career. Finding a first real job takes up to 6 stressful months. Sofia uses deep family connections to immediately land a junior management role at a global tech firm, proudly starting at 35,000 pesos, or right around $2,060 a month. Mateo takes a grueling entry-level accounting job, earning a mere 10,000 pesos, which is only 590 US dollars per month. The standard week is legally 48 hours. Renting a standard one-bedroom apartment in a safe central district costs 20,000 pesos, equivalent to $1,170. Sofia pays this easily. Mateo cannot afford this reality at all. He intensely budgets 4,000 pesos, roughly $230, to rent a tiny suburban room far away. The absolute rest goes to rice, bus fares, and his aging parents. How would you mentally survive on a budget where almost 40% goes just to transportation and cheap food? Write your thoughts in the comments. Finding love. Dating here is a highly vibrant mix of deep Catholic traditions and modern digital romance. Couples usually meet through tight mutual friend groups, massive family parties, or casual dating apps. When securely looking for a partner, status and financial stability are massive factors for women, while men strongly prioritize traditional beauty and loyalty. The gender ratio is roughly perfectly equal, slightly leaning towards women. Public displays of affection are culturally huge here. Couples are passionately kissing in parks all the time, ignoring everyone else. I actually find it quite sweet. It clearly shows they aren't afraid to express pure love openly. The average marriage age is exactly 28 for men and 26 for women. A decent traditional wedding costs a staggering 200,000 pesos, a heavy 11,700 US dollars, often putting families into deep financial debt. Would you willingly go into massive debt just for a one-day celebration party? Tell me in the comments below. After marriage, Mateo and his newlywed wife must rent a highly cheap apartment, while Sofia's parents generously gift her a massive down payment on a flashy, newly built condo. Families usually have 2 children now. Maternity leave is fully paid but lasts only 12 short weeks, plus a mandatory 5 days of paternity leave for the lucky husband. Pension. Retirement officially kicks in at age 65. The government state pension is notoriously quite low, averaging about 6,000 pesos, a totally miserable 350 US dollars a month. Mateo will actively have to keep doing manual labor jobs until his physical body gives out, strictly relying on his adult children for financial survival. Sofia, purely thanks to private stock investments and a huge corporate pension fund, will peacefully spend her golden years traveling the globe and drinking fine wine. Conclusion. So which exact path would you prefer? The heavily protected, luxurious rise directly to the top, or the raw, highly authentic struggle for an honest, decent living? Whose life would you have lived?